To every patriot, conservative, truth seeker, and decent human being still clinging to the idea that Donald Trump and his MAGA machine are the last line of defense against corruption, it's time we talk, because something is deeply wrong. The same people who said they'd expose the deep state are starting to look and act exactly like it. I'm sure Kash Patel would agree if he still was a podcaster where he claimed the Epstein list was in the hands of the director of the FBI, which ironically is what Patel is now, but he is singing a different tune. What changed, Kash? Remember when MAGA podcasters wanted the Epstein files unsealed? When drain the swamp meant everyone, Democrat or Republican, would be held accountable? But now Trump's name is in those files, and suddenly there's silence. Is this why we saw the 180 by Kash Patel? Fox News dropped the story. Why? MAGA influencers wiped their posts. Why? And when regular people started asking questions, Trump mocked them, called them stupid and weak. And to quote South Park,
"Come on, guy, relax."
Worse, and I don't know how much worse it can get to cover for Epstein's crimes, but J.D. Vance flew across the country using our money to pressure conservative media into dropping Epstein coverage. Why? And podcasters who once railed against Epstein, they're suddenly nervous, soft-spoken, choosing their words carefully. Ain't that right, Rogan? Joe Rogan had Kash Patel on his show and gave no pushback. Why? Tim Dillon, once fearless on Epstein, now sounds like he's protecting someone after he had a late-night tryst with Gay D. Vance. At least he admits he dined with Gay D only to appease his fans and make it look like he was transparent. He floats vague defenses, then pivots. Suddenly there's no proof, no tape, no ring.
It was just Trump money laundering Epstein's trafficking money, no big deal.
Dillon even had the baby nuts to say, nobody cares about that. What the fuck? Of course that matters, but why is he reframing his position? What happened to release the list? And Dillon never specifically told you his fans what Gay D. Vance actually told him to do. These aren't the voices of revolution. These are the voices of gatekeepers. The podcasters who get interviews and dine with the most powerful people in the world are now going to tell the truth or just hide behind the tired excuse of, I'm just a dumb podcaster, or comedian, I don't know the issues. Then that means you are not qualified to push back on the issues and are giving free airtime to someone who might actually cause harm. Watch closely. They're not telling you what they used to say. They're telling you what they're allowed to say now. Ain't that right, Timmy D? And it's not just podcasters. Comedians with massive platforms, Rogan, Theo Vaughn, are now meeting with Jared Kushner and Ivanka. Why? These men who once mocked elites now break bread with them. You think they're being invited to dinner just for laughs? Or are they being used, the way state media once used television anchors, to quietly control public opinion while pretending to question it, or because it is in a casual setting? This is the new deep state, and you're looking at it, not in suits and marble buildings, but in podcasts, comedy clubs, and so-called anti-establishment media. You're being distracted by people who told you they'd speak truth to power, but now meet with that same powers behind closed doors. What else are they keeping from you? They're covering for Trump. They're shielding him from the Epstein scandal, the very thing that would have sparked MAGA outrage had it involved anyone else. You think the deep state is only FBI agents and bureaucrats? No. It's anyone who uses influence to protect the powerful from consequences. That now includes people in Trump's orbit. And yes, even Trump himself. The Trump administration is no longer the outsider. They're the ones silencing questions, the ones running interference, the ones handing out talking points. If a Democrat president had shut down Congress to avoid Epstein subpoenas and sent their personal lawyer to interview Ghislaine Maxwell in private with the power to pardon her if they like what they hear, MAGA would riot. But when it's Trump, they cover, they gaslight, they distract. The truth is, you're being played. We all are. They're using your loyalty to protect their legacy. They're banking on your silence and unwavering support while they rewrite history. They were supposed to expose the system. Now, they are the system. And they can and will turn that very system which you supported against you. Ask yourself, if they're willing to sell out over a child trafficking ring, what wouldn't they sell out over? This way beyond left or right anymore. It's about whether we still care about truth, even when it makes one side or the other look bad. And let's be real, if you are on the Epstein list, Democrat or Republican, you are on the wrong side. We need to band together and call out anyone, from the president to the podcaster to the comedian, who is trying to keep the rich and powerful from justice.